let's kind of get started. My name is Sean Flack 2.0. Welcome. This is the sound check episode of Team Skribent. If you guys want to take some time to introduce yourselves, let's go around the table. We'll start off with Crinley at the top.
No. Well, I'm Crinley, aka Mr. Crinley.
See, Mister.
Yeah, so I started streaming probably like 7 years ago, and obviously I've slowed down some, but I picked it up on the blog, and that's my focus for a little while was more there, and I'm finally starting to try to even out, and that was one reason why I was excited to do this, because I've been wanting to do something like this.
Okay. Well, real quickly, with this, what would you like to discuss or talk about in future episodes?
Future episodes. I kind of like the whole Bugs Bunny theme today, like going on stuff like that, this nostalgia. Take it back, be a kid for a few minutes.
Okay. All right. Well, moving on around the table, we'll go across the top. Chiron, you are our newest member of Team Skribent. Welcome, number one.
Thank you.
Oh, let me check and see if I actually could do some horns here. Hold on.
Here's you some horns.
Okay, so I got a reaction on my stream deck, so we'll see how that turns out post. Okay. All right. Chiron, please introduce yourself.
I'm Chiron79. I've been gaming forever. My first video game was Cubert. You guys remember that?
I do.
Sitting on the floor in my mom's apartment with her on behind me on the couch, just this little itty apart, and I was sitting there just going away.
Okay.
I appreciate you guys letting me join the team, and I don't know. I was thinking about doing a journal, but I thought, well, this might be a different way for me to express myself. So, thank you.
No, and welcome. We appreciate that. What they say, more hands mean less work. I didn't want to be on a 3-week cycle with this, so
yeah.
Okay, so going forward, what are some of the things that you would like to talk about or kind of go over in future episodes of this potential show?
Well, I've talked to you this about before, but I want to do the whole book club thing, but with movies.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
So each one of us, like, 1 week we'll say, all right, I choose iRobot, and then everybody goes watch, and then we discuss.
Okay, and I'm for sure down with all that. Especially movies are my thing. Like I grew up in the 80s and 90s, and we went to my thing was going to the movie theater, like the whole experience. So we could go over movies, and I actually wanted to be a director. I didn't want to be an actor. I wanted to be a director or a producer of film, and I wanted to go to film school. But life took its turn, and so, but I still appreciate film. And I'll watch all the background, what they did, behind the scenes, because I appreciate the actual making of the film.
Yeah, the extra credits, hell yeah.
Yeah. All right. Last but not least, got Pink Penguin in the house, formerly known as Pink Squirrel. Tell us a little about yourself, and just like everybody else, what do you want to see going forward in this format of content creation?
Well, hello everybody, I'm Pink Penguin, Pink Penguin 1988 on Twitch. I'm relatively new to streaming. I think I've been streaming for a year and a half now. But I took a hiatus for a while so I'm on regular schedule. I do different types of streaming. Sometimes painting, sometimes gaming, being a part of craft and chat. And I can be eccentric. What I different like knowledge ones, like pick a topic and see what everyone knows about it, interesting facts about it. One thing that you learned today was this.
Okay,
Spread your knowledge.
I'm gonna put you on the spot then. Like, what would be one thing that you could say right now that's an interesting fact, and you could see what we know about it?
I don't know.
Oh,
Anything.
I mean, are we talking about history? Are we talking about science?
Anything. Just an interesting thing.
Do you know one thing I did learn? That there was a very giant prehistoric penguin.
Really?
During one of our trivia questions, somebody wanted to ask about a giant prehistoric penguin. I think that was 320 pounds. If that's the number that pops in my head.
It was terrifying, why wasn't it? It took that cute little. It reminded me of Penguins Madagascar, where they turned all the little penguins into monsters, and they
Right. Oh, the thing was huge. So we're talking about stuff like that?
Yeah. Like, did you know the Mona Lisa has no eyebrows?
I did know that.
Do you know why?
I don't know.
It's not really like anything. It says, people always wonder why Mona Lisa doesn't have eyebrows. The mystery has been solved. When Da Vinci had painted the Mona Lisa, he indeed painted her eyebrows, but over time these eyebrows were eroded due to cleaning over time to the point where it's no longer visible today.
Oh.
She picked at them too much.
Right. Or like, you know how there's some they shave off their eyebrows and they draw on new ones.
Draw them on.
Yeah, so that
Could you imagine the first time waking up next to that?
Oh,
I mean, you'd be like, "What?
You're right.
Why? What happened to your bill?"
Who did you piss off yesterday?
Okay, so let's see here. I just lost my train of thought. I was gonna say something.
Expect a lot of that.
Right. So okay, let's quickly talk about the blog. Let's see. I started the blog, I want to say, a year ago now, Crinley?
Like a year and a half now.
Yeah, and it was the way it worked out was it was like a 6-month commitment, and there was originally like 7 of us or something, and basically over the 7 months it was like 3. You had to write a total of 3 or 4, and then once we kind of got there, Crinley was part of the original team. We decided, I kind of had to step back, and Crinley took over, and
Yep.
So Crinley, let's talk about the blog a little bit. What are your thoughts on it?
It's been a journey for sure. I didn't expect to honestly be doing it this long, but now, I want to keep it going. It's like Chiron was saying, just a kind of a way to just express something that you're feeling, even if you're just feeling it right then, or something. You just put it out there. It's kind of like having somebody to talk to without actually talking to somebody. And but it's been fun, and I've enjoyed it. Since we've switched to the WordPress, I don't do as much editing, but not gonna lie, I kind of missed it. I enjoyed it. But
yeah, everybody could post their own stuff at this point, but
yeah.
Okay, all right, and was there any specific blog? Because I think we have, if I did the count right, I want to say it was a good 9 months worth or potentially a year's worth of content. Was there any specific blog that you didn't write? Because I know you probably write some awesome ones yourself. Was there any very specific blog that kind of stood out to you that you were like, oh, that's actually something pretty interesting?
All of them really, but I will say one. Pink Penguin posted one about like female content creators and like their struggles, and I thought that one was really interesting.
Right. Oh yeah, that was definitely right on line with content creating and gaming, and then really brought that seriousness to it. Good job, Pink. So we won't talk to Chiron yet because he's next up in the rotation. But Pink, so being part of the blog team, what are your thoughts about being part of the blog team, and kind of like where do you see your content going from where it's been to where it's gonna go?
I really enjoyed being part of the blog team. I was here I don't know if I was part of the very first team, but I was here at the very beginning. I saw the changeover to Crinley. And I remember just thinking that it was just going to be short term to try and help out the team. And it turning into just me being able to express myself and it giving people a different outlook. Because a lot of the other people on the team were talking about gaming and everything else. And so sometimes it gave a break from all the gaming reviews and the games to an outside perspective of the world or the outside perspective of gaming. And so I really enjoyed being able to reach different types of audiences and being able to embrace that. That's probably something that's helped my content creation is the blog, being able to open up a little bit more to ideas and not worry so much about what people think, because I feel like if they can read it, then in theory I can say it, because reading is more intimate than speaking it.
Man, you kind of blew me away with that one. Chiron, you think you can follow up with that?
Well, kinda.
Okay.
Not really about me, but more about this one. Kind of a side effect from your guys' blog is, and it has nothing to do with you guys or the team or anything. It really helped her reach her family. So when I shared it on Facebook, then her family got to read the article, and I think it was good for her mom and stepmom, dad, to get to read what their little girl, was doing.
Right. No, I mean, content creating is not all about video, audio. A lot of times it is about like what we feel and how we want to express ourselves. And when we first started Shadowpad Gaming, it was about streaming and streaming alone. And then as we got more and more into the team and the team dynamics, and not everybody is a streamer. Not everybody could be comfortable on camera, be live. We came up with this idea of like, let's come up with different forms of content creation so that we could bring in more people, not just streamers. So, that was kind of like with the Shadow Pack Squares when we did, kind of like what Chiron's talking, like the book club, but more video. That's what spurned this, with the blog. Like some people like being in groups where they're comfortable just being in a group of people that they trust, so they could talk about, and quote unquote have a small intimate affair of just exchange of ideas. While some people are more, okay, I could interact live and I could do all these different things and multitask and game at a level high enough that's entertaining, but at the same time they're not necessarily collaborating. And then you got folks that like to write, where I'm going to take my time, I'm going to make sure I put it on a piece of paper or on a screen, and I'm able to type out, re-edit, and kind of mold that content or that blog and then post it, And then last but not least, we talked about podcasting. So not only do we talk about video, we want to talk about reading, and we also listening. So, we kind of hopefully wanted to be able to hit all the different sensories, right? I mean, the only thing we can't do at this point is touch each other, right? Unless we all decide to meet up at a con somewhere, or, what I'm saying, and hang out, that way. But, and the other good thing too about what I always loved about doing this kind of format is we get to see each other's faces.
Yeah.
And it's just like, does it make you happy? Does it make you sad? Like, we talk about certain things, and we're gonna get into some nostalgia stuff, like, how does that really emotionally hit somebody when you're sharing different things with people, and it's just like, oh, okay, you can see the passion. Like, that's why I remember Spider-Man: No Way Home. Chiron was like, oh, we could talk about that all day. Like, forget the interview. And it's just like the passion that you see, that you could interact with right then and there, I think has always been something that's always been cool. So
I looked it up. For me to drive from where I live to where Chiron lives, it would take 30 hours.
Ooh, 30 hours. Okay.
2 days, whatever. Not that bad. Split it up.
Is it cheaper than flying?
No,
I doubt it.
not with gas.
I was gonna
Yeah.
say, don't you drive like a gas guzzler or something like that? Let's see.
It's not terrible, but it's not great neither. That's 1,960 miles.
Yeah, we're 13 hours from Sean.
Okay.
I would have to stop.
821 miles.
I would have to stop at least 5 times to get gas.
So we have a truck. Our truck gets 400 miles to the gallon, or 400 miles to the tank. But
That's about what mine is.
it's a 36-gallon tank.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's we have a Tundra. We have a 2018 Toyota Tundra. It's lifted. It has a 7-inch lift, and you guys probably seen pictures of it in the Discord. But yeah, it only gets 11 miles to the gallon. 11, I think 13 tops. So, and that's what we would take on car rides. Like, we have 2 other cars, but as far as comfortability and like with everybody in the vehicle, we would take that thing. And that's, I want to say it's like $210 to fill up the tank.
Dang.
Yeah, we never let it get past half, so it's a good $110. So, and we have other vehicles. That's not our main vehicle, thankfully. So, but yeah. So if it was 800 miles, we'd have to fill up twice. That would cost us $400. Let's just say $500. But there'd be 4 of us. So, is it cheaper to drive or buy 4 plane tickets and get a rental? So,
Yeah, right.
yeah, it's just like, 4 plane tickets and a rental. That's a good $2,000. All right. Let's see. How long do I got to record? Okay, so I got about 20 minutes recording, so that's good. Okay, so generally when we talk about, episodes and things like that, we kind of direct them out, and then we get to the end, right? So the end part's always going to be like that self-plug, right? So, we'll say, always my favorite, you guys have any questions, comments, or emotional outbursts. And if nobody has anything, let's go with our outros. So we'll start off with Crinley. If they want to talk to you, they want to interact with you, on the public side or any of your socials, where can they find you?
Well, I'm going to start off with an emotional outburst. Like, I thought we were going to talk about Bugs Bunny. Like, what happened to that? I'm just kidding. But, I mean, so I'm mostly on Twitter. As far as social media, that's about what I do. That's at Mr. Crinley. I still think it still is. Yeah, at Mr. Crinley. It's MrKrinle. That, and in the Shadow Pack Discord.
Okay.
I mean, I have my own Discord too, but
Okay.
it's not big. It's just, it chills there.
Mine isn't either. I think I talk to myself mainly in that thing. Chiron, if anybody wants to, have any questions, comments, or emotional outbursts for you, where can they find you?
It's simple. Chiron79. TikTok and I think Instagram is Chiron_79. Pretty simple. I've had all this stuff for a long time, so it's nice and short. I've got one of the shortest activated numbers. Everybody else has all these numbers.
Right.
I still have only 79.
Lucky you. Like, I thought I had a unique name, so I didn't have to put all those extra numbers behind mine. And yeah, that's not the case.
Yeah, no, they add them.
Okay.
Yeah, and then through Discord.
Okay, and then we'll make sure that we have links and all that stuff to all you guys' socials. So you guys got to make sure you guys have that ready for us. In the description below, including the Shadow Pack Gaming Discord. And then Pink, if anybody has any questions, comments, or emotional outbursts for you, where can they find you?
They can find me at Pink Penguin 1988. And I think Instagram is just Pink Penguin.
Okay. Okay, so you guys heard it from them. Last but not least, my name is Sean Flack 2.0. You can find me on Sean Flack or Sean Flack 2.0 on all the different socials. Unfortunately, I'm not on TikTok, but I am on Threads. I'm on Threads. But you can find me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and now Threads. Not a TikTok user, though. Oh, YouTube. Don't forget YouTube. But yeah, you can find me there. So if there isn't anything else, I'd like to say thank you for everybody that joined in this really quick sound check session. I look forward to working with you guys in the future. And again, plan for, if we start doing this on a normal, we could plan for them going around this long, which has been about 45 minutes. So hopefully it doesn't make it too much of a strain on each of our guys' schedule. But I would love to do it, and kind of like getting this whole thing set up, and hopefully I can get it all ripped and all that stuff the way I needed to on the back end of things. Super interested about getting this thing started up again and let it be whatever it is. Yeah. I mean, it was fun doing it. We did Shadow Pack Squares. I think we did 2 seasons. I think it was like 16 episodes. But yeah, I always say, let's break a record. Like, with the blog, I was like, man, I don't know, can we get 16 blogs out? And the next thing you know, we're like at 32, and then it was like 50. So, I mean, the idea would be to start up something and break the record. So, I don't know if we could catch up with the blog, though. But okay, if there isn't anything else, I'm going to go ahead and end the recording here. And then I got to work on, I guess, because what I would normally do is I transition out to something else. What other scene do I have?
That's all, folks.
You're not going to let that go, are you?
I'll be talking about it tomorrow, too.
All right, so let's go ahead and end the recording here.